Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. So I was just casually scrolling r/askreddit and I came across this really crazy story by this guy who worked as security in a psych ward. And my god, it is so intense. So he goes like, we had this huge guy with schizophrenia detained in ones, which is basically the ward for those who have been legally determined to be unfit and are not allowed to leave. When I say huge, I mean he was like 6'5", gigantic muscles, and he used to be an MMA fighter. Real nice guy when medicated, but when he's in psychosis, he was not someone you'd want to go toe to toe with. We would sometimes have to call police to help us deal with him. One officer would arrive, take a look at him, and go, nope, and then he'd go and call for backup. So one day I was guarding the entrance to ones. He was doing fairly okay, so he wasn't confined to his room, was allowed to walk around the supervised communal space. He puts down his magazine, goes into his room, and walks out butt naked. Dude walks up to me, stands about an inch away, and looks down at me. I mean, way down, because I'm only 5'3". He tells me he's leaving. I just look at him, and I go like, would you like some shoes or a gown? He says no. I'm leaving, and that you better step aside. Obviously, I stepped aside. You better believe I stepped the fuck aside and let him walk out. So I followed this guy at a safe distance through the psych ward, where everyone basically pinned themselves against the wall to get away, and out into the parking lot while on call with the cops. I can't leave the grounds, so once he was off hospital property, I could only inform the police to which way he was running, which was down into a heavily populated downtown core. Not even 15 minutes later, he comes back and walks back towards the lobby of the ward and asks for me. I go pale, but all he wanted was shoes. Not a robe, but shoes. So I bring him those shoes to prevent him from getting violent, and off he goes again as I repeat the process, following him to the edge of the grounds and calling the cops. Cops bring him back and put him into his secure room. However, once he's in there, they're not allowed to restrain past a certain point. So the whole security team assembles, which is about me and 5 men. They decide I'm to hold a leg as I'm small and legs are easier to restrain. So we go into the room in a triangle formation with me as the last to enter. He must have missed when I came into the door, because he started screaming that I was a shifter and freaking out. It took us about 30 minutes of restraining him before he was medicated enough to calm down. And I was absolutely deathly scared during that time that, one kick from his leg to my face and it was good night. So fast forward maybe 2 years later, I'm no longer on security or live in the town, but I went for a metal show. I joked to friends that I was worried someone I had dealt with in the hospital might recognize me and have bad memories. Would you fucking believe it? There is MMA fighter taking shots at the bar. Now I know that he shouldn't be drinking with the meds, but hey, it's been 2 years. I don't really know anything about his current health status, so whatever. I still tried to avoid him in case he magically remembered my shape-shifting. At one point, our lines to the bar coincided, and I ended up standing next to him. He looked up at me, looked down, then he looked back up and stared hard. I could tell he recognized me, but I could also tell he was trying to figure out from where. The entire night, I could see him lingering around me, staring with his befuddled expression on his face. I was a tad scared. Eventually, I just ran out. I just ran out of the bar, called a cab, and went straight to my apartment.